You've got an interesting career, and you've been in the public eye for quite some time. Obviously, most famously since the early '90s as a founding member and lead guitarist with the Baby Animals. And currently, you've got quite a number of projects and bands on the go, including, of course, Baby Animals. You've got Truck, Raw Brit, and a few others, including I must disclose it here that the Songs of Elvis Costello show, which you're involved in, and so that's quite a hubbub of activity there.
It's pretty busy. Yeah. It keeps my mind nice and active. That's for sure. I'm excited about playing the Elvis Costello tribute with you guys because I'm playing bass.
Yes,
so I'm sort of renowned as a bass player, but I've always been a massive fan of that music, and in particular Bruce Thomas's bass playing.
For the viewers here, we've got an interesting story that also involves me. We were looking for a new bass player a little while ago for the Elvis Costello Songs of Elvis Costello show, which I performed with my band, the Futurists. And it was a throwaway question over dinner with Dave. And I said to him, Dave, do you know any bass players that might fit into this project for what I'm doing? And you look at me, Dave, and you go, I'd love to do it. And I'm like, I know a bit about you, that you're a guitarist and everything, but not so much on the bass. Have you played bass before for other artists? And I think you mentioned a couple.
I've filled in a few times. Played bass on my own demos and stuff like that too. And the Black stuff that I wrote is bass. And I reckon if I'd had my time over again, I'd probably be a bass player because I really enjoy it. And this the way you can dictate the dynamic and the power just by maybe just going up an octave or doing something,
Yes.
And I've always been a really big fan of bass players, and in particular, Bruce Thomas, from The Attractions.
Yeah.
But when you posed that question, I'm like, really? Because when we went and saw you guys that few weeks before,
yes,
with the band, I'm sitting in the crowd going, God, I'd love to play bass in this band. And then lo and behold, a couple of weeks later, we were talking about it. I'm like, I'll have a crack at that. It's been learning because I don't want to have to read it. I want to be able to learn it, play it. And it's a learning curve, but it's the parts are amazing. It's been a really good music lesson, actually.
Yeah. It's we were talking that night as well. I was fascinated that you told me you're into Elvis Costello and the Attractions there, or Elvis's second album, This Year's Model, from 1978, but you got into it in 1979, I believe. Were you in high school then? Is that?
Yeah, year 9, 79.
Really?
Yeah.
And you mentioned Bruce Thomas, who was Elvis Costello's main bass player over the years. His sort of most popular records, I suppose. Are you a fan of Bruce? You mentioned you like him.
What
do you like about his playing? And
familiar with his work through those records.
Yeah.
But I just think the parts are really interesting.
Are you listening to much new stuff at the moment, music-wise? You tuning into anything?
A lot of my listening is project based. Like I'm listening because I'm learning stuff, and so a lot of my spare time on my listening time kind of involves learning songs. So it's sort of pretty much where it's up to there. Yeah.
So you're listening to a lot of Elvis Costello.
A lot at the moment. Yeah, Shipbuilding, man. I think So Like Candy was my favorite, but I think now Shipbuilding is.
A good Shipbuilding, right?
Oh, it's brilliant. What a brilliant piece of work. Yeah, it's and just interesting bass lines and just interesting colors and chords and things like that. Really well played, really subtle. I like how how some of that stuff that we do is you can almost hear a pin drop in it. You got to be really careful of where you put it because it's subtle, it's exposed, it's vulnerable. Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Victor. It was great. It was a good chat. They always are.
Yes, absolutely.
Good on you, man. Thanks.